we're ready to talk design for your Parfleche. And here's one I've been working on. And you can notice that this has a symmetrical design. And I used a tracer to make this. So I had the same little shapes we had for our empty bowls project, and some larger triangles like this also to trace. If you happen to have triangles and a T-square at home, these would be super helpful, because as you are making your Parfleche, this will go the whole length of my working area. If you had a yardstick, that would also be helpful. My guess is that a lot of you will not have something like that. So I found this. This is a box we've got sitting around, and one thing that is nice to do when we're working symmetrically is to, if I connect this corner to that corner, and then I connect this corner to this corner, there we go. Where those meet in the middle tells me where the middle of my bag is. So we did that for our 1-point perspective when we first started with the cross, and that shows where the middle is. And that's really helpful if you're doing symmetrical design. So my line of symmetry could go this way, or it could go this way. I chose, when I was doing this, to have it be symmetrical how it opens, like right here. And so then when I turned it around, I had my line of symmetry doing the same thing. So, but if you wanted your line of symmetry to go this way instead, you certainly could. Okay, so back to this. The next thing I like to do is put a border on. So if you look, I had a square here, and this is about a 1/2 inch. If you happen to have a ruler at home, you could just make it the width of the ruler. That is very easy. So then I can just have this go right up next to the side, and this ruler isn't quite long enough, so I gotta scooch it down a little bit. And I can go on each of the sides and make a border. Okay. So then really the space that I'm working in is this inside square. Okay, from there, it's really nice to have some triangles. I could just use my ruler, if you have a ruler, and divide this up and make some interesting lines. If you don't happen to have a triangle, I bet you have a box of cereal. And I already started to cut this up, but I opened it up, and right here we have a 90-degree angle. So if I have some other thing to draw a straight line, it could be even this manila folder. I could use this to draw a nice straight line. And if I want it to be, I could even get fancy and decide, like, I'm using centimeters now, but 9 centimeters, up to you. But then that way I would know that my triangle, if I wanted to do something, like I made this one earlier, and I can tell just by looking at it that this side is longer than that side. So it might be handy to have a triangle that is like this one, because then that is a symmetrical triangle. So you could make tools for yourself that you know are going to work really well. So I'm going to cut this out. It's going to work better to use a lightweight cardboard to trace your shapes than a piece of paper, because this will hold up better to tracing. So then from there, I'm going to line this up in my corner that I had. And if you change your mind, it's really easy to erase off of paper bag. So if I use my triangle here, then I have to flip it and go this way to make it symmetrical. Whoops, that moved a little bit. I am going to have to erase. Okay. So, here we go. And then one thing, I was drawing on this before, so I'm going to erase some of those lines. I'm not sure if you can see pencil lines in the video or not. Okay, so I have my triangles. We always want to use a straight edge. Don't draw freehand with this. Okay, so then I could decide maybe I will put, I can see where those lined up. Maybe I will put my triangle in the middle since I know that this is the same on both sides. And I can see this middle line. Maybe I will make that part of the design where this comes down. It is really up to you. Another fun thing to do, if you look here, I have like a double line. So I could just move this a little bit and make sure it is lined up. And then I could have, actually I can see where this connected before. And so I could draw again. And then I've got a double line here. So that has some really nice stylings too. I could use my ruler, connect from this line to this line. But it's really handy to have this middle point so that you can see where your line of symmetry should go. Keep filling up your design until it looks great and has lots of things on there, and then we'll talk about how to color this. You can see that these two bags are slightly different sizes. I'll just talk about that. This was a cub bag that had the handles, and those bags are a little shorter than the ones that don't have handles. But same thing, I folded it up on those same lines and it did overlap. Good luck this week as you design your Parfleche.